Hello everyone. So in this final lecture, we're going to see about the sentiment analysis. So basically, what is sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis is a common task of NLP that can be used to identify and extract opinions within a given text. The goal is to understand the attitude, sentiments, and emotions of a speaker writer based on text. And for this sentiment analysis purposes, today we are going to make use of the NLTK library. As we all know, NLTK stands for Natural Language Toolkit. It is a massive toolkit which contains packages to make machine understand human languages and reply to it with an appropriate response. This library can be used for tasks like tokenization, stemming, lemmatization, punctuation, character count, word count, etc. So in this lecture, we are going to do the sentiment analysis, a basic sentiment analysis on the IMDB movie datasets. So for that, first we need to install pip install NLTK to install the NLTK. Then I imported NLTK and I downloaded stopwords and movie reviews from the NLTK package. And we have downloaded the stopwords because as we know that words like am, who, where, so we can remove the stopwords because they are not going to change the inference regarding the sentiments of our task. Now we will now import a movie reviews dataset from nltk.corpus and try to clean that data. So as you can see, I have imported the data. I have even gone through only for the English data because I need the English text that we will be dealing with. Now let us run all the steps. First I'll run this step. Okay, now I run this step in order to get the number of ratings, number of data points it has generated. Okay, it says 0.7150579. It is because I've divided by LE6. So I've imported movie reviews dataset, which I just showed you. Now let's print out the most common words from the filtered words. When I run this piece of code, so you can see film, one, movie, like, even, good. So these are the, and on the right side you can see the times they have been occurred. And these are the top 10 words. Now, classification using machine learning is a technique used for sentiment models. We will build a sentiment classifier using the movie review corpus, and classification is a technique which requires labels from data. This is where we will take advantage of bag of words and a curated negative and positive reviews we downloaded. We will implement bag of words function to create a positive or negative label for each review bag of words. So as you can see, this piece of code does the above task. I've imported review dataset, then I've defined a function which take words for word in words, if not word in useless words. So it will only take the words which are useful for us, and it will ignore any words which are like in stopwords and all. And we have divided and we have taken positive reviews, negative reviews, and negative features, and accordingly it has been done. Now we will use NaiveBayes classifier for this task. It is very simpler classifier with a probabilistic approach to classification. What this means is that the relationship between the input features and the class labels is expressed as probabilities. So the given input feature, for example, the probability for each class is estimated. The class with the highest probability then determines the label for the sample. So for that, we just import from nltk.classify, we import NaiveBayes classifier. So one of the simplest supervised machine learning classifier is the NaiveBayes classifier. We will train on 80% of the data what words are generally associated with positive or negative reviews. Remember, we had 1000 records in both of the positive and negative features. We can use 80% of the data for classification in NaiveBayes. When we provide the first 800 rows in each feature, it's 80%. So we will store that number 800 in a variable called split. So as you can see here, so when I run this piece of code, so you can see the features number are 1000 as we just discussed. Now I import NaiveBayes classifier and I run this bit of code because I kept 800 in the split classifier, and we used this to train our model. Now we calculated the accuracy on the middle model which we just trained, so it gives around 98% accuracy. So we will classify with the first 800 positive features and first 800 negative features. Remember, they had label, pose and neg. And now we can see that it is about 98% accuracy, so it is good. But how will the model behave on the 20% of the data? For that, we just did this step, and it gives 71.75% on the 20% data. And the accuracy of it, if we calculate it, is around 70%. The estimated accuracy for the human is about 80%. So an accuracy of around 70% is pretty good accuracy for such a simple model. Remember, we had a large vocabulary and the sentiment classifier used all the words, but which of those words gave us this highish accuracy? The sentiment classifier, the model we built, has a function. It says shows most informative features. We can actually run that and see what words or what features in those reviews were most informative. So I run this piece of code to show the .show underscore most informative features. So you can see that these are the most important features in order to draw conclusion, which were outstanding, insulting, vulnerable, ludicrous, uninvolving, astounding, avoids, fascination, affective, and animators. Now in this model, I just forgot to tell you about how we have calculated accuracy. So NLTK.classify util.accuracy, and we pass the model name, we pass the positive features till the split we wanted 5, and the negative features from 0 to splits, and the split value is around 800. So this 98% were based on the accuracy of the first 80% of the dataset which we took into consideration. That is food training. So it was the training accuracy. And in the second, we trained from 800, which is a split, to the total number of data points we are having. So only the 20% of the data sets. So this 0.715 or the 71% accuracy is based on the test set. And finally, in order to get the most informative feature, we just did show underscore most underscore informative underscore feature function, and we passed the classifier, and we called it with the dot function, dot operator, and thus we got the result. So thus in this tutorial, we start with the basic of NLTK library, was how we can use it sentiment analysis, and we did just sentiment analysis on a basic movie review dataset. You can even look for more datasets. There are many datasets available, and this was the most basic problem we just did. And you can check on the Kaggle or even the GitHub repositories for many tough datasets, and you can apply those functions around there. So this was much about the sentiment analysis, and also with this we concluded our entire series of videos based on NLP. Hope you enjoyed it. For any queries, you can contact us. Thank you and have a nice day.